And this has to do with the boundaries, pushing the boundaries. What are our limits? And being that I was physically disabled since I was 20, uh, pushing myself physically for a long, enduring period of time was not possible. But, like I said, this affirmed my inward turnness. And I discovered that I went on marathons of emotional upheaval. So somebody can run a 100-mile race and put their body through something, whereas I went through races that would last a decade, and they would push my emotional states to regions hitherto uncharted. So, luckily, I had a great range of emotions, a tremendous range, and I was able to integrate, I was able to digest and assimilate my experience emotionally, feeling-wise. So I haven't been doing my physical therapy, and I have been feeling a bit depressed. And this morning I said, think positive thoughts. That was my mantra. Think positive thoughts. I already understood that I wasn't going to be doing my physical therapy, which usually makes me feel better. Cures 85% of mild and moderate depression. So it is said. And so I just mantraed my, positive feelings. And then I realized, astrologically speaking, that we're in Capricorn, which is typically depressed. And the, very long nights and the very short days, the lack of, vitamin D or something from the sun, vitamin K, I don't know what it is. And being able to do these pots, this physical action of transplanting the plants, I got to thank my mom for the potting soil too. Gives me an accomplished feeling. It's always nice to clean the house and have things tidy. But unfinished business comes up in these depressive states. These depressive states tell me of things that, those little haunts, those little spooks that haunt a person come to the surface. And I've learned how to remain somewhat detached, learn the lesson from them, and transfigure myself, transform my behavior. When I receive punishment from outside of myself, because this process may seem a little masochistic, like I'm punishing myself, abusing myself. When I receive it from outside of myself, I respond in like kind. I think feelings are very mirror-like, where they mirror each other. So somebody socks you in the face, you want to sock them back. And there's no real thought to it. And that's why there's the feeling level, then there's the emotional level, where you're conscious of what is being messaged from the feelings that come deeper, come from a deeper place. It doesn't work for me. Guilt, shame, condemnation, punishment, the shame and blame kind of thing, that is like a closed loop for me. It just repeats its recurring cycle. And the realizations are mixed with resentment and all the stuff that gave rise to the punishing behavior in the first place. So when it comes from the outside, I immediately say, well, this individual is obviously disturbed. And they could be disturbed by me, but I already understand that I come from a place, a stance and posture with life that I don't want to be disturbing. So it has to do with their mistakenness. And then I have to try to educate them about how I didn't intend for you to feel punishing, like you need to defend yourself. So it's a very closed loop, very much like the astrological cycle. It's a closed loop. There's something past that. If everything is determined, then there's no free will. And that can be a very depressing state.